Number 7. Directed Energy Weapon. A directed energy weapon, DEW, emits highly focused energy, transferring that energy to a target to damage it. Potential applications of this technology include anti-personnel weapon systems, potential missile defense system, and the disabling of lightly armored vehicles such as cars, drones, watercraft, and electronic devices such as mobile phones. DEWs can be used discreetly as radiation above and below the visible spectrum is invisible and does not generate sound. A directed energy weapon, similar, in some ways, to his own 1934 invention Teleforce, was proved to be operationally effective on board a Navy ship for the first time. The trials of the Navy's laser weapon system, LAWS, were hailed as a success. But despite promising test results and decades of research and development, it could be many more years before the military is ready to bring directed energy weapons into the mainstream. Number 6. Aurora Excalibur. The Excalibur recently completed its first flight to demonstrate those abilities using a hybrid turbine electric propulsion system. The Unmanned Aerial System, UAS, could pack a 400-pound payload of 4 Hellfire missile, and also deliver weapons or other supplies to warfighters deep in rough territory. Its design allows it to have a maximum speed of 460 miles per hour, but also have the ability to loiter overhead at just 115 miles per hour. Excalibur represents a new type of tactical AS that could join the growing swarm of unmanned aircraft already on the battlefield. Wired notes that the U.S. Air Force recently released a report that contemplates a future without any human pilots, and the Air Force Academy recently introduced the first basic course on flying unmanned vehicles to cadets. Number 5. EMP bombs. The electromagnetic pulse contains enough energy to destroy anything and everything electronic. But even if your cell phone, radio or computer was still somehow working, there would be no electrical power in the grid for a long time. All of the transformers would have to be replaced and new wiring installed. And, of course, the generators themselves would need to be rebuilt. Our cars, trucks and entire infrastructure would be gone, in an instant. The first step to mitigating a natural or man-made EMP is discussing the threat, such as will be done at EMP6 event next week. Aside from discussions, action to mitigate the effects of an EMP needs to be taken. Developing an EMP threat assessment and implementation plans in the event an EMP ever occurs could yield positive results. As discussed by James Carafano and Richard Whites, having a resilient electrical grid, catastrophic planning, and global communication redundancy could all mitigate the effects of an EMP. Number 4. Metaflex Future Camouflage. This weapon is called Metaflex Future Camouflage. Scottish scientists have developed camouflage weapon system by creating a material called Metaflex. This material looks like Harry Potter's cloak, which is invisible. Users will be invisible because Metaflex material to bend light when it reached the surface. This weapon system have been tested this year and could potentially be used as a weapon of defense. Metaflex, which is a flexible metamaterial developed by a research team out of the University of St Andrews School of Physics and Astronomy, Scotland, with some help from the Complex Light ERC project and the Bielefeld University School of Physics. Number 3. XM-25 Grenade Launcher. The XM-25 CDT is an airburst grenade launcher derived from the XM-29 OIC. It fires 25mm grenades that are set to explode in mid-air at or near the target. A laser rangefinder in the weapon is used to determine the distance to the target. The user can manually adjust the detonating distance by up to 10 feet shorter or longer. The XM-25 automatically transmits the detonating distance to the grenade in the firing chamber. The grenade tracks the distance it has traveled by the number of spiral rotations after it is fired, then detonates at the proper distance to produce an airburst effect. These features make the XM-25 more effective than traditional grenade launchers at the task of hitting targets that are behind cover or dug into the ground. One of the weapon's developers, Richard Odette, believes that the XM-25 is a big leap forward because it is the first small arms weapon to use smart technology. Number 2. Mobile Tactical High Energy Laser. The Tactical High Energy Laser, or THL, is a laser developed for military use. On November 4, 2002, THL shot down an incoming artillery shell. The prototype weapon was roughly the size of 6 city buses, made up of modules that held a command center, radar and a telescope for tracking targets, the chemical laser itself, fuel and reagent tanks, and a rotating mirror to reflect its beam towards speeding targets. The Tactical High Energy Laser (THEL) demonstrator was designed, developed and produced by a Northrop Grumman-led team of U.S. and Israeli contractors for the U.S. Space and Missile Defense Command, Huntsville, Alabama, and the Israeli Ministry of Defense. MTHL is a complete, fixed-site weapon system that includes a high-energy laser beam generator, based on deuterium fluoride chemical laser (DFCL) technologies, an acquisition, pointing, and tracking system, and a battle management system, including an organic fire control radar. Number 1. Hybrid Insect. The Hybrid Insect Micro-Electromechanical Systems (HIMEMS) program, also known as the SIBUG program, is a proposal from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency (DARPA) to encourage the development of cyborg insects that can be controlled by humans. These insects, called SIBUGs, could be used for advanced reconnaissance. DARPA's goal is to create a SIBUG that could be maneuvered to within 5 feet of a target and transmit back information about its environment. The current thinking is that a SIBUG could be successfully created by putting a small bioelectromechanical interface, such as a chip, into a larva. The intent in early implantation is to take advantage of natural healing mechanism that occurs across developmental stages, theoretically improving the stability and robustness of the SIBUG system. If you like our video, please subscribe our channel to get more interesting videos. You can also watch our newest videos below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook page. See you in our next videos.